Welcome back to Brick Gaming YGO, and it's that time again, Banlist season, and so there's definitely a lot of cards that are going to possibly be hit, but I want to go through like the most popular cards that people think should be hit, as well as what I think should be hit. So starting off, we have Servant. A lot of people say this card should go 1, or should be like hit in some way. Like the Pendulum right now is really good. Now personally, I don't think Pendulum's the best deck, but I think if like the other like best, well supposedly best decks in the game get hit, then Pendulum can become a real threat. So they might do what they did in Multi-Faker and preemptively hit the Pendulums. I think that's a possibility, and I think it's a good prediction. Personally, I don't think it should be hit as of right now. If it becomes a problem, then it should be hit, but that's just my personal opinion. Next is Engage. Oh yeah, we got that Engage. So a lot of people think that Engage should be like limited or semi-limited. Personally, I think it would be fine if it got semi-limited. I can even understand if the card got limited, because the card's too strong. It's the best card in the format. It's free searching and free draws, and it just gets you there every single time. So I think it could definitely be hit. The other thing is that Sky Striker has been around for so long. Like I think what now 18 months, like a year and a half at like not full power, but pretty much the best deck in the game, or one of the best decks in any given format. So I could definitely understand that Engage could be hit to like 1 or 2, kind of similar to the OCG. Next, Hornet Drones. Oh yes, Hornet Drones is so good. It's splashable. It's the main Engage search target in like Sky Striker Orcust or any like Orcust Sky Striker variants. Basically, this, also in Sky Striker, this card's really good. Like, if you can't get to Ray, this card is pretty much one of the best cards. I think that overall this card's really good. So I have a prediction. Either A, this card will be banned, or B, Engage will be hit and this card will go back to like 2 or 3. Now, I know, 2 or 3, bruh, that's so like OP. I mean, yeah, but Engage is out of the game. It reduces consistency considerably for any deck that's running Sky Striker engine, and I think it would be completely fair if this card got hit. Or brought back just slightly. Next is Babel. Oh boy. Babel is one of those cards that has been a problem card. Yes. A very problematic card. Now, it's not like a plus or minus in any real respect in its own effects, but it turns all your Orcust into quick effects, and that's what makes Orcust so broken. I think this card should honestly be banned. It's what makes Orcust so good. I think if this got hit in Orcust, I think the deck's fair. I think the deck's balanced at that point. Now, I can understand people disagree, but I played Orcust quite a bit. I played the Orcust Sky Striker variant quite a bit, and from testing without Babel, the deck has such a worse matchup against like every single other deck, because the ability to play on your opponent's turn and then just Boral Sword your opponent to death, or like just get all that free advantage off of Babel. So I think if this card got hit, it would be fine. Probably the next best variant for Orcust would just be a bunch of like returns and stuff like that. So I think this card should honestly be banned, just in my personal opinion. Next, we have our Harpour. Oh boy. A lot of people are saying that this card should be limited. I even heard people saying it should be banned, like outright. Now, my personal opinion on Harpour is that it's an amazing star card. It's the card you always want to send off a Mathematician, your Armageddon Knight, all that type of fun stuff. It gets your engine started. Now, also I've tested around with playing this card at 1 and banned. At 1, this card is fine. The card, you'll see every once in a while, you really had to get a lot of lucky draws, like really lucky sometimes. You can't like allure it, so it reduces consistency in that respect. I think it would be fine, I guess, if it got like limited. I think as we're playing around with it banned, you kind of have to play the whole what's it called, Brass Bombard combo and stuff like that, and I think that's just trash. Like literally, like Orcust would go from tier 1 to tier 5,000 if this card got like, you know, banned. I mean, like a lot of people really hate Orcust, but I think Orcust isn't really a deck that should be hit as much right now. Maybe it's just my preference, but I think Sky Striker is a bigger problem right now, and I think Harpour would be fine if it got limited. I just think having it get banned, I think that's a little bit ridiculous. So limited it, fine. That's completely fine. I think it's perfectly fair at that point. Then we have Galatea. A lot of people said this card should also be hit like to 1 or 2. Anything as long as it's not 3. And I can understand that logic. At 1, Orcust kind of just dies. Just a little bit. You kind of have to do a whole bunch of long Gearsu plays, and it's like, Bruh, no. But, I mean, like, at 2, the card, okay, you can sort of do combo, you just don't have any extenders on the next turn, so you kind of have to play a little bit differently and a little bit odd fashion. But I think at either 2 or 3, this card's fine. If you hit the other cards, like Herpor and Babel, I think you don't need to hit Galatea. But if you hit Galatea and Babel, you don't need to hit Herpor. It's just really you need to take out 2 cards from this deck, and then the deck becomes balanced once you take out 2 cards. I think it's Babel plus any other one Orcust card. And then also we have Dingy Boy. Oh boy, a lot of people really do not like this card, and I can understand why. It's either Ascend or it's free recursion. It's just free. I think this card, if it got limited, perfectly fair. I think this is if they were hit any card in Orcus, it probably shouldn't be ding, but I think it would be fine if it got limited, just because like at 2, like most people are playing at 2, you never play at 3, but if you play at 2, it basically comes in really clutch late game or mid game where you kind of just need another copy of Dingirsu, either on field or engraved. And I think even if it doesn't get hit, I think the deck's already going to be like a lot worse. I just think that Dingirsu would be a fine hit. It's kind of just a whatever card. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing card, but like compared to everything else in the deck, it's kind of a whatever card. That's how good Orcust is right now. It's like Jesus. Okay, then we're going to move on to the other cards. These are cards I think should come back. Really, like, as you can tell with my list, or what I think, it should really be like Orcust and Sky Striker getting hit. Maybe Pendulum. Now, if you want my own personal opinion, I think True Draco should be hit. But that's not going to happen right now. Next, for cards that should come back, we got Monster Gate back. We should get Reasoning back as well. Reasoning should be back at like 2 or 3. And I know it's really good. Monster Gate's really good, but I think the mill decks right now, or decks that like have a bunch of cards engraved, really aren't that amazing. Plus, your opponent calls it right, the card goes to the graveyard. If your opponent calls it incorrectly, you get a free monster. That's it. And on top of that, like, a lot of decks are playing hand traps, so it would have to be like a deck with no hand traps. It would have to be like going first deck. It would be extremely like, I feel like Reasoning's already subpar, and I think it should come back in my opinion. Next we have everyone's favorite deck, Monarchs. And I think now that all the other cards are back and the deck's still not doing anything, I think Pantheism would be fine. We'll be bringing Pantheism back. The deck's probably still not going to do anything. It's an amazing card, but the deck just isn't good in this format. I think if you brought that back, there could be some cool like rogue extra deck Monarch variants out there, some really cool rogue just pure Monarch variants running around. I think it would be cool in my opinion, but hey, I mean that's just what I'm thinking. I think the card would be fine back at like 2 or 3. Now, even though I just said we're hitting pendulums, I think the pendulum card should come back. And it's Astrograph Source. No, I'm joking. That card should stay banned. The card that's coming back, in my opinion, that should at least come back to like 2 copies is Ignister. And Ignister right now is amazing, but yeah, play like the really subpar Magician variant, and the Magician variant's already bad for the most part. And you bring back Ignister into the game. It's like so unlikely that anyone's going to be playing this card. I think it would be fine. You'd have to do like Ignister Turbo or something weird like that for this card to be like really relevant. And even if someone comes up with an insane build that's relevant, it's not going to do enough in my opinion. It's going to be a rogue at best. Like to play Ignister, like it's just not a card that's going to really be played. I think it would be fine if it came back in my opinion. And really that's like the majority of my ban list opinions. That's what I think the ban list should look like or could look like, just for me personally. If you guys liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. Brick Gaming YGO, signing out.